Two. Hey, go. What's going on, fam? Let's do a round two. I got my amethyst on right now. We got the higher mind rolling. No one's tagging their attorneys. No one's tagging their lawyers. No one's tagging their family judges. No one's tagging their magistrates. No one's tagging their lawmen. No one's tagging their sovereign men who claim they practice sovereignty, or their statesmen or their free men. Everyone has something to say about it, right? I'm going to go ahead and put you all on judicial notice. A lawsuit will be notifying you. Public defense is being sued and does not represent me. The Constitution's the rights already given to you. You have natural rights. You got the Admiralty law of the seas being imposed over you as humans. The law of the land, meaning your body. Licenses, permits, registrations, they're all false. They're not even forms of ID. The form of ID you have is a birth bond, warehouse receipt, banking bond, because in 1933 you guys went bankrupt using citizens as collateral. So if you want to go ahead and say you're a scum citizen, then maybe this video is not for you because you are taking the loader status. Do you understand? Take notice of your corporate name. It's in all capital letters. It's called Capitis Diminito Maxima. This is a corporation, an artificial person to avoid representation. If you know the higher mind, if you know who you are, if you know where you stand in this geocentric realm, you do not want to board a pirate ship because you are conducting piracy on the land of the seas, not of the land. So take judicial notice of your honor's oath of office, acting as a judge and not a banker. Wake your ass up. Statuses, acts, regulations, they don't apply to a natural person. This is a lie. Stop killing trees and writing dead black magic sigils on them and then thinking that that's truth. Killing your homes, killing your lands, removing sons from daughters. Sons and daughters from their mothers and fathers. Do you understand? Presidents are owned by a privatized corporation. Do you understand? Now overstand and apply this knowledge. Turn off your television, your television. Get away from Gwen Towers, keeping you from even connecting to this stuff. And understand words are not by chance in court. It's a play on words. Put an S in front of words, it means swords. Roman maxima means let those who are deceived be deceived. You should see how I inbox people that study law. You should see how I talk to girls studying law. You should see how I talk to other men who have this huge ego because they think they know law. You should see my mentors' responses to me when I talk to them about law. You should see what happens when you meet with other magistrates who sue other magistrates and judges who sue other judges, which are not even anybody but court clerks, as in your signature is legal tender. You need to protect your signature as legal tender. Turn off the television and gain access to the $8 billion linked to your name and your birth certificate, your social security number, and linked to your registry in the Treasury of the United States of America. You need to wake up. America is not free. A judge is not a judge. Only God can judge. That they are a referee, hence they have black robes. The judge is a referee between two teams. The judge is not a judge. It is a magic man, a magistrate, a magic woman, a witch, a wizard from the bench, meaning a bank. Ships coming into labor are always female because in maritime admiralty law, the states are being holding carrying items for money. Consequently, under this law, when a ship ties off and a captain has to provide the court authority a certificate of manifest, meaning the ship was not there yesterday, now it is here today. Has to be present, a certificate of manifest. That's what your birth certificate is, fam. You are nothing but a commodity traded on Fedwire as a commodity. Look it up. You can look up your QSIP number and find out that you're nothing but a slave. And the more that you want to sit there and pretend like you're not, the more that you are proving that you are. If you can't come and hang out with somebody like me and be the same person that you are in front of me as in front of a authoritative figure, which is not truth, or in front of a magistrate, which is under colorable law, which is just nothing but an actor, just like Elon Musk is an actor, just like Neil deGrasse Tyson is an actor, just like your president is an actor. Wake up. And you need to let these magistrates know for the record, if I cross onto your pirate ship, onto your bar, which is a British accreditation registry organization, am I entering into a contract with your court? Because you are. And I'm not here to assume nor presume any new contracts. I'm only here being forced by terror to do an act against my will. It's called vis compulsiva. So excuse me. I've stated for this record who I am and who I am not. The agent, I'm not the trustee, nor the named defendant or surety against which you all seek to settle your matter. Neither are any of you people pretending that you know how this system works. You're all slaves. You don't know you're the beneficiary of the estate being administered, then you are a slave. So let me repeat this question to all you prosecutors and all you magic men and all you magistrates and all you lawyers, meaning liar of the law, attorney, meaning I turn you over in the syntax language code. Mr. Prosecutor, show me the claim you have against me, the grantor and the beneficiary of this state. Show me it. Show me the birth certificate bond, banking bond, which is mine with my name on it. So I'm in propria persona, the higher mind. I am the living man in the body. I'm not the fictitious persona. I'm not the mask. I'm not this corporate entity that they're trying to represent. So for the record, Mr. Prosecutor and everybody that you guys should all be tagging right now who has not presented the court to have any documentations which verifies the claim against you, because there is no state license issued to practice law. That is a fraud. They have a bar card which is out of this country, which isn't in this country, which is labeled a corporation. You are swindled, my friends. You are swindled to a T. You are swindled in a way that is absolutely mind-boggling to me. I don't even want to exist in this realm. I don't belong here. I don't belong into this circle of life with scum people. I do not listen to the privileged few. I do not obey by the privileged few. When they say they're a state licensed attorney, that is not a state license. They are a licensed attorney. This isn't a state license to study law, and a bar card is also not a state license. You guys need to raise your awareness. Stop drinking alcohol. Get off the drugs. Stop eating meat. Get off of negative mind patterns. Stop talking about stuff that doesn't matter. Words are language, syntax, grammar. Every time you open your mouth, you're hexing somebody. So please, can you produce a state license for the court? Yes or no? Please do that now. Not a bar card. A state license of Nevada. These guys want to steamroll you in the court under colorable law, which is a de facto, meaning they are doing nothing but pretending to be somebody they are not. These are imposters. These are your cons. These are your pirates. Conspiracy is your court system. Piracy of cons. Congress. Congressmen. Gress means gradually over time. Con means to swindle you. Driver's licenses are not ID. They are registries to conduct commerce under the Queen. Wake up. Why are you letting people ultra vires your ass outside of their authority? Because if a judge wants to steamroll you, then excuse me, judge, but I will not be denied due process. And if you attempt to deny me due process, I am entitled to, which you have required to ensure by your contract with me via your oath, then you will be acting in ultra vires, and you would be in contempt of your duty, your oath, and my God-given rights, which will put you right smack dab in the middle of accepting full personal responsibility and liability for the damage you cause in any ultra vires acts which interfere with my rights upon the man living in my venue. That means my hair, my follicles, my time, my daughters, my venue. Any way of me conducting commerce, me meeting with my spirit tribes. Remember, I operate in my venue, not in your venue. An alternative, if you wish to incorrectly presume me to be a person who is named defendant without any evidence because I am not a masked persona, nor proper claim establishing such because you don't have a state license, nor any bond stating that you can represent your plaintiff, nor your defendant, nor me under fiduciary acting, you would be interfering in my ability to conduct commerce. Right? It will be illegal restraint of trade per 15 U.S.C. sections 1 and 2 and add the RICO laws in addition to federal crime status relating to the deprivation of rights under the color of law, amongst many others. You can arrest all of these prosecutors. You can arrest these fake magistrates. They have judicial immunity. They can make any decision that they want. The court is in your equity. You run your court, or you will be steamrolled. These would be just a few of the laws you would be in contempt of if you continue along these tracks, Mr. Prosecutor and Mr. Magistrate, and neither of us wants to see that, so we should settle this matter properly and amicably, according to law, don't you think? Now, I certainly wouldn't want you and Mr. Prosecutor to be acting in concert on the record to steamroll me on this matter in contravention of all law, duty, and well-established jurisprudence. Now, do your duty and demand the prosecutor to properly establish himself in this case before the court, as I have required, or dismiss and subrogate all crimes to this case. Those are your only lawful options. How do you wish to proceed? The practice of law is an occupation of common rights. Sims versus Ames, 71 SW 720. Practice of law cannot be licensed by any state. The practice of law cannot be licensed by any state. The practice of law cannot be licensed by any state. You guys might want to learn your law because there is no license for it. You should just know it. Make sense? Otherwise, you're not a free man. You're not separate from illegitimate government. You do not. Your silence is consent. If you do not consent, if you do not object, if you do not speak your role as a non-citizen, I am not a scum. I am not the fake, fictitious person, this false character, all capitalized name on a birth bond banking note. You guys need to wake up. People like me are being targeted and taken off the streets. We are taken off the streets. We are being incarcerated. We are being manipulated. We are being... Like, do you not understand? Like, this is millions and millions of dollars worth of information right here in 2 pages. Billions, if you understand that you are the beneficiary of the estate being administered in this code of commerce when you enter on to a pirate ship. Are you operating in courts of equity? Yes, you are. So you best step your game up and know what your status is and know you're on a geocentric realm and you know who and what you are and where you stand. Otherwise, you're going to fall into their state law, their federal law, their commerce law, their case law, their legislation law, and you are a criminal. You are a criminal. So under USC number 204, the titles of the U.S. Code which are not enacted positive law, meaning prima facie or prima facie, is a fancy way to say they are simply presumed to be law until challenged or pronounced otherwise. Law is not law. There is no law. Statutories, regulations, guidelines. You have the 10 Commandments, but then that's Ra's Legion, so you're being controlled by some sort of belief system. You need to understand that even people laying chemtrails and poisoning your water go to court on behalf of these situations, and they get away with it. They get away with it because it's not justice. It's a corporate business. It's a corporate business. How many times do I have to repeat myself to you people on my Facebook? Like, feel free to block and delete me if you can't hang with this knowledge. Make some room for some people who want it. You know what I mean? People are paying hundreds of billions of dollars to lawyers, attorneys, and judges, and magistrates, and lawmen, and statesmen to learn this shit, and they're being put in the wrong directions. They're being lied to. They're being manipulated. Their trauma is being made with money. Your trauma and you losing your children and you having crime and you going to prison, that's how they make their money. They make their money by raping your kids. They make your money by raping your soul. Kids means to baby goats. Children means to render your chi energy. So all you mothers using the system against their fathers, you are a complete fucking slave. Stop using a system that rapes children under CPS code because children means to render your chi energy. So they could do whatever the hell they want with baby goats, which means kids. You guys got to get away from the system. Stop using unidroit Roman officers, which are called policemen, to do your dirty deeds. If you can't represent me like me, if you can't represent you like you, and we can't do this together, then you are a fraud. If you are using a Roman dictator, unidroit soldier, meaning soul dyer, to conduct your deeds, you are a fraud. Learn how to speak in a higher syntax so that cops say yes, sir, to you, say no, sir, to you, so that you conduct your court in your equity, so that the magistrates and the judges are there to move things in your favor, because everything is absolute nullity in law. It's an act that is void because it is against public policy, law, and order. The nullity is non-curable, and it can be invoked by any party at any time. So these guys poisoning you, these guys raping your kids, raping your children, using government patents to induce a desired state of consciousness on their televisions, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not doing this to kill dead trees. You guys are morons for thinking that, and it's pretty pathetic that I have to charge somebody $1 million just for them to listen to me. That's the shittiest thing about this. This is $1 billion worth of conversation right here. $1 billion worth of conversation of one syntax grammar code. You are not the named individual in all caps at your arraignment, at your trials, at your anything at hand. Show me the damaged party. And if there is a damaged party, I need you to show me what you can do as my trustee to subrogate any crimes and damages here to this fictitious name, which you are the estate. You are the trustee. They are the trustee. This magistrate is the trustee too. So hey, if you killed somebody and there's a damage, show me where the damages are. If you hurt someone and there's somebody hurt, show me who is hurt. So I can offset and pay off and subrogate these debts and damages. Meaning you don't need the money, fam. It's all in the system. It's all digital. Stop saying, I need to get access to my dollars. That shows how much of a slave you are. You make dollars work in your favor. You don't take them with you when you die. This is not a spiritual contract. You do not want to be spiritually contracted in with dead trees that have witchcraft sigils on them. Wake up. You want to get away from Ra's Legion and these fake-ass governmental mind control systems created by masonry and scientism. We have 4 or 5 degrees in scientism. It's irrelevant. It's not truth. Authority is not truth. Scientism is not truth. I can show you legitimate science and teach you real physics and show you how we live on a geocentric realm, which also correlates with how you are not deceived when it comes to law. So when you go into these law courts, which are full-blown, colorable, de facto, fraudulent pirate ships, you're only making a special limited appearance on behalf of the defendant who is right here on this birth certificate, meaning this is a corporate entity. Meaning my flag is red, white, and blue, not gold and yellow. Not gold and yellow. Take these flags down. It's time to go to war. You want to go to war with a pin? You need to be going to real war. These guys are taking your kids from you. They're taking your children from you by calling them goats and rendering of chi energy. Your language code is a prison. As I understand this process, magistrate, the county attorney or public police officer has leveled a criminal charge with the clerk and against the trust using the all caps name, which appears here on this birth certificate. How could you be the plaintiff and the defendant at the same time? Do you guys ever do your damn fucking research? How in the world could you be a defendant and a plaintiff at the same time? That's you against you. You are the complainter, complaining, and you are the prosecutor, charging yourself with criminal charges. You're against you. So the use of this system is called deceiving. It's called fraudulent. It's called they're using the capital letters dictated by a U.S. printing manuscript, which explains how to identify a corporation. Are you a corporation? Huh, Rocky Million Lopez? Peggy, are you a business? Can I use you? Can I rape you? Can I piracy you? Can I destroy your lands? Can I steal your children? Can I imprison you and make money off of it? Are you seriously the all caps name on your birth certificate? You want to have a birthday every year and celebrate this shit? Do you understand what I'm saying? The use of your all capitals letters is dictated by the U.S. printing manuscript, which explains how to identify a corporation, making you a corporate entity under a business. You are nothing but a slave. You are nothing but a sex slave. You are nothing but being tested on. You are an experiment. So unless you know how to unlock yourself from a prison system that you were born into by bondage, hence the Matrix was not a game. The movie The Matrix is very serious. All those quotes with Neo and all the quotes with Morpheus is not a game. The court clerk, who's the administrator of the Sestacue Trust from 1666, is still the same person who appoints these magistrates as the trustees for trusts in any of these courts, whether criminal, family, law, sovereign, it doesn't even matter. Neither of you, meaning the attorneys or the lawyers or the judges, unless you appoint them, can be the beneficiary. This is how they swindle you out of your beneficiary estate. You are the beneficiary. If you don't show them that, saying that this leaves me, you need to tell them that you know that you're the only one. You know you're the beneficiary. You are my trustee. So as my trustee, I instruct you to discharge this entire matter with prejudice and award to penalties for these crimes to be paid to me in compensation and damages for my false case, my false arrest, my false record, your false inclinations. I'm a father of daughters. There's nobody who's going to stand in the way and try to tell me I can't see my daughters, I have to pay for my daughters, or I can't live with my daughters. Who the fuck are you? My daughters are welcome to be with me 24/7, when they want, how they want, and they will learn to be a hire of our family, and they will know how to administer their estate. They will be multi-billionaires by default, because they will learn this system in such a way that they understand that a law of trust dictates an administrator, a trustee, and a beneficiary cannot serve two positions in a trust at the same damn time. That's fraudulent. That's an imposter. You can order the bailiff of the courts to literally arrest the plaintiff, or not the plaintiff in this case, but because you're against you, but you would literally have them arrest the prosecutor trying to misinterpret you and as a fraud, trying to pretend like they're the beneficiary of the estate, trying to swindle you into guilt, into saying like, yeah, I agree, or yes, I consent. No, I do not consent. No, I do disagree. No, objection, objection, objection. I object, I object, I object. Period. End of story. You can't be at two places at once. So a trustee cannot be a beneficiary too. The trustee judge has no alternative but to honor your demands if you know how to represent yourself. If you don't know who you are and where you stand, if you look down your pants and you have a penis and you call yourself a female, if you look down your pants and you have a vagina and you call yourself a male, you will never learn this knowledge. This is about who you are, where you stand, your God's given image. You were created in God's image. Stop poisoning yourself. Stop putting negative things in your body. Stop vaccinating yourself. Stop drinking alcohol. Stop doing drugs. If you want to learn this shit because your flag is red, white, and blue and not red, white, blue, and yellow, then you need to open up your mind and stop poisoning your body. You are your own God in this situation. Only God can judge. God's in all things, so they will swindle you into guilt. God is in all things when it comes to these court hearings. So what you need to do is understand and overstand that you do not accept offers to contract and do not accept and nor consent nor presume or assume any new proceedings. Vis compulsiva, every time you sign your signature, look up UCC 308 and what it means. Understand this, my friends. Understand this. Understand what this means. You are the free living woman in the flesh, in your own capacity as the beneficiary of the named estate in your own venue. This is on your birth certificate. This is on your social security card, which is nothing but a bank bond number to the Treasury of the United States of America. A birth certificate is a warehouse receipt, birth, B-E-R-T-H. You are a commodity. The birth state claims custody over you, over your sons, over your daughters, pursuant to the birth certificate, and records them under the Department of Transportation as a state-owned vessel. So full circle, show me your state license, you fake-ass attorney or lawyer, that proves to you you can even practice law in this state to even be talking to me about me having control as a father over my daughters when you know the depth of the corruption in these fucking pseudo courts. I mean, your birth certificate is nothing but a commodity warehouse banking bond, and your daughter and son has already been stolen from you. You're one of them. You are one of the stolen. 99%, fam. This is where slavery falls into play. Mothers and fathers are not pay rentals. Are you a pay rental? Do you spar rents? Because you don't know how to be a father or a mother, because you have to use the police, you have to use a fraudulent system to conduct in your manner. Yeah, that's fake, dude. You are all fake. Fake-ass people. Children means the sheeple of parents, meaning you're not a free man. You call your son and your daughter a children, that means to render you of chi energy, and you're nothing but a government infant. Do not call yourself a mother if you call the police. Do not call yourself a father if you use the courts. You are nothing but a pay rental. A pay rent toll. The jury controls the court, not the prosecutor, not the judge. Only judge is God. If you are sufficiently indoctrinated to believe the etymology, meaning to be of all lives, with your fake religion, meaning Ra's Legion, created by Masons who run this system, a judge or a mayor or a minister or a priest must join you in holy matrimony. You are subsequently applied for a license to the state. Now you have both married the state as well. The state is entitled to its fair share of division on your marital property, your mental property, your sons, your daughters. I need you guys to wake up. I need you to mass share this video until you can't click the button anymore. I need you to mass share this video until you cannot click the button anymore. 144,000 strawmen. I am blocked. I am post. I am censored. I am removed. Every single one of my posts that I post about this stuff and I put these notes online is taken offline. You can go ahead and look up Kirby Foster. You can go ahead and look up Monk Xylio and do your research. Do your research when it comes to this and understand that you have a pollution of the mind. You're being diseased. You're being diseased. You're being put in with all of this part of your brain. Your corpus gemenia is the faculty of the front of your brain where you already create like God. The story of getting jumped You think you'll kick ass, you'll kick ass. You see yourself winning in the material world, you'll be winning. You create a biological assumption, the psychological assumptions, secure and take your place. This part of your mind is being manipulated with words. It's being manipulated with Gwen Towers, for example. It's being manipulated in a million different ways. So you need to know how to deal with public officers and court procedures, which are 666 understandings. You need to know your rights and your safeties. And you need to know what a criminal even is, because the only criminal here is these court systems. You need to vibrate higher than these court systems. You need to know that emotions and eugenics and genetics and human cloning and DNA alteration and manipulation is being conducted all over the earth. Most people are saying, oh, and here in Nevada, we're just experiments. We're just experiments. And that you're okay with that? You're starting to wake up that you're nothing but an experiment and you're okay with that? You need to wake up and listen to the surroundings. Every person you connect with, every single person you connect with is a tune in life that you should be listening to. You have something to give to that person, and they have something to give to you to expeditiate, to expeditiously excel you into your higher being in who you are today. So all the illusions around you keeping you from doing what I'm doing now is the reason why your life is failing. So breathe consciously, fill in your lungs and realize that you have free will. So learn the freaking secret language. Learn the secret language. Learn the sounds. Learn that the sounds are much more than given credit for. The sounds and the where you correlate your frequencies from. The syntax. Every letter in the English alphabet is literally a sigil. So every sound I'm making is a sound of a spell and a hex. We interpret it differently. Like when I say enthusiasm, are you thinking in you is the orgasmic energy, all oneness and godness? Because that's what it means. Enthusiasm. Within you is the orgasm. In you is God. Within you is God. If I say children, that means to render your chi energy. Are you thinking about loving kids and loving sons and daughters? Now, when you say loving kids, are you talking about baby goats? You need to know the secret language. You need to know that these are hypothetical court appearances when you go in there and you represent yourself properly. Because this is all fraudulent system that we live in, fam. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you send this to all your lawyers and attorneys and magistrates and statesmen, because you think there's someone out there to help our system. They're all paid off. Every single one. Con means to swindle. Gress means gradually over time. Congress is paid off. They're a privatized entity. They're a business. They're not even real. This company, this corporation you live in, labeled United States, is nothing but a business of the slaves, and it's turned into nothing but a prison compound. We live in a gigantic mall prison compound, and if you don't wake up, I promise you it's only going to get worse. It's going to be a digitalized system where you won't even learn this stuff because you don't know how to speak it. You will not have to be able to conduct your argument from the birth certificate, which is a bank bond. Everything's going to be digital, and you'll have no proof. You'll have no proof that you're not a slave while you are enslaved. With your mind prisons, your Antarctica treaties, your Masonic, heliocentric theories and theologies, and all this other bullshit you put in the way while you ignore me. Wake up, fam.